At yun na nga no mga kabayan, itinuloy na nga ang hearing kaugnay nga dito sa kasong kinasasangkutan ni Gov.Mamba ng Cagayan na kung saan nga ay namigay siya ng ayuda noong panahon ng kampanya o ng eleksyon na ipinagbabawal ng batas dahil nga pumapasok ito bilang vote buying. Noong last May ay nagkaroon na nga ng hearing kaugnay dito at itinuloy nga ngayong araw ng Kongreso. Ngunit no show si Gov.Mamba maging ang kanyang mga tauhan. Sa liham nga na ipinadala ni Gov.Mamba ay humihingi siya ng excuse para sa kanya at sa kanyang mga tauhan na hindi nga daw sila a-attend ng nasabing hearing dahil daw sila ay nasa state of calamity dahil na sa dumaan na bagyo. Ngunit ang bagyo ay natapos na noong nakaraang buwan pa. At mismong DSWD na namimigay ng mga relief goods ay nakabalik na at naka-attend pa ng hearing. Samantalang sila Gov.Mamba hindi umattend at initsapwera lang ang nasabing hearing. Kaya naman ang tindi ng galit ng lahat ng mga congressman na umattend ng nasabing hearing. Isa na nga dito sila Congressman Acop, dagdag pa natin sila PD Barsaga at si Congressman Barbers na kung saan ay kanila nga pinagdesisyonan na ma-cite in contempt itong si Gov.Mamba maging ang kanyang mga tauhan. Sa tingin mo kabayan, dapat lamang ba na ma-cite in contempt at makakulong itong si Gov.Mamba dahil nga sa hindi pag-attend sa hearing? Comment mo nga yan sa baba at kung bago ka pa lang sa akin channel, huwag mo nga kalimutang i-hit ang like at subscribe button para updated ka sa mga uploads ko araw-araw kabayan. Panoorin natin ang kabuuan ng video ito.
Before we proceed, the chair would like to propose to dispense with the position of this committee, both committees, with regards to the five mentioned names that were subpoenaed during the May 31, 2023. What's the pleasure of the members of the committee? Yes, the Honorable Acop. After Honorable Acop, I will recognize the Honorable Lara. Thank you. Please proceed, Chairman Acop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Point of clarification lang po. The five names mentioned were subpoenaed for May 31, 2023. Tama po?
Yes, sir.
Now, did they appear on May 31, 2023?
Yes, together with the 17.
No.
Except the accountant because the time she was excused due to the health condition of her husband and with all the documents coming from the hospital and the doctors.
Now, what would be the rule that we should follow if this meeting they're absent and there's a letter of excuse coming from the provincial administrator? Are we going to issue another subpoena for these people?
Actually, reading the rules of this house and this committee, the rules is silent about it, no. But based on my understanding and experience in this house, I was 10 years in the house as member of this Congress. Question of subpoena is still, for me, it's still in effect, Chairman Acop. Though they were present during the second hearing, but the subpoena was served to them right after the first hearing. Now, ako tingin ko, let's just study and then decide on the merits of the letter of excuse that was signed by. Ang problema pa nga to the Honorable Committee, tingnan nyo, supposedly each and every guest being invited, and especially those being subpoenaed during the May 31 hearing, should personally answer or send a reply why this should be excused, not the provincial administrator. Now, it's another issue to be tackled in this hearing, Chairman Acop. Now, ako, tingin ko, we should decide on the merit of the letter of excuse that was sent to us by the provincial administrator, in which ako nga, sabi ko nga, supposedly dapat yung 17 nagpadala ng sulat sa dalawang chairman sa committee to explain why they should be excused today. Yes, Chairman ako.
In the letter of the provincial administrator cited 3 reasons why these people invited should be excused. The province of Cagayan had been placed under a state of calamity. The province of Cagayan continues to operate under a reenacted budget, and the third reason is that the provincial government of Cagayan has limited funds to defray the lodging and transportation expenses of those invited who will spend at least 4 days in Metro Manila for August 7 and 19. Tama po yung unang reason. Hindi ko alam kung tama yung second reason. Only the Vice Governor maybe can answer that. And for the third reason, yung kulang po yung kanilang pondo, I wouldn't believe this, Mr. Chair, because if they were able to disburse 320 million pesos before 1 week before the election, I do not see any reason why they cannot have funds for this purpose, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Akop. The manifestation of Chairman Akop is duly noted. Vice, can you, before I recognize maybe Congressman Lara or Chairman Barbers, please answer the query of the Honorable Akop.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. It's true. We are operating under the enacted budget, but that doesn't mean that it is stopped and we are limited. That's why it's called reenacted, because the service is continuing. It's not a reason why they will cite that we are limited with the travel, because they have been doing that for a few years. And we also declared the province under the state of calamity last Monday, sir, upon submission of the executive of the proper documents to be able to require us about the declaration of the state of calamity. That's why I don't see any reason why they are saying that the budget of travel is limited, because the service is still continuing under reenacted budget, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Vice Gov.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, the Honorable Barbers is recognized.
this is just a parliamentary inquiry. The Honorable Chairman of the Committee on Transportation stated the reasons that was given to us, given to the committee, as to the absence of those that were subpoenaed for this hearing. And apparently, I don't know if the members of the committee share the same opinion as I do, that these excuses that they gave are actually, to me, are flimsy excuses, no? Especially on the point that they stated that due to lack of funds, they were not able to send people to be present in today's hearing. So, citing all this, Mr. Chair, my inquiry is, does the committee now be compelled to decide as to whether to accept the reasons or not accept the reason? That's my inquiry, Mr. Chair.
Of course, we have to decide whether we accept or not.
Should we decide not to accept, Mr. Chair, what would be the action of the committee then?
As I've said, in my own humble opinion, we have sent a subpoena to them, to those 7, now 5, because Governor Mamba was already excused. Ba't ka pa magpapadala ng subpoena? Ang next move is to cite them in contempt for as long as we have the numbers, which is 2/3 of all members present, there being a quorum. That's the position of the chair. But of course, the wisdom of the chair, I will give it to the committee for the committee to decide whether to cite them with contempt or we will not anymore issue a subpoena. Because as I've said, we have already issued a subpoena. A reminder na lang siguro if we will not cite them contempt. But of course, sabi ko nga, we will base our decision on the merit of the case. But kung ang tanong ni si Chairman Barbers is a question of accepting the excuse letter or not, definitely will decide. Pero before kanina, few minutes back, ang manifestation ni Congressman Acop, ni Chairman Acop is he join me to decide based on the merit of the letter of excuse and based on the position of each and every individual which was issued subpoena during the May 31, kung gaano ba talaga kahalaga yung position nila sa provincial government in relation to the post-typhoon operation. Yun yung pagkakuha ko dun sa posisyon ni Chairman Acop kanina.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Chairman Acop.
I'd just like to clarify. For the 5 individuals who were subpoenaed or given subpoena earlier, then we can decide whether we will move to cite them in contempt. For the others who were not issued subpoena, then maybe we could issue subpoena to them for the next hearing, Mr. Chair. And I would just like to manifest that I frown upon general excuses or omnibus excuse. Dapat individual yung kanila. Because if you look at the positions of the different officers or 14 officers invited, siguro pwede yung provincial social worker na nandun dapat. Pero yung warden, kailangan bang nandun siya para sa calamity operations? For the positions of provincial social workers, siguro kailangan sila doon, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
The manifestation of Chairman Acop is duly noted. Yes, Co-Chair. Then after Co-Chair PD Basaga, then Congressman Lara. Please proceed.
Our good friend Congressman Acop has stated that Helen M. Donato, Provincial Social Welfare and Development Officer, Province of Cagayan, perhaps he might have a valid reason. But the other 4, Garma, Provincial Accountant, Province of Cavite, Cagayan, as well as Mila Malyonga, Provincial Treasurer, Province of Cagayan, Reynald Ramirez, Provincial Budget Officer, Director Perlita Lucia Mabasa, Provincial Agriculturist. If they really want to attend to the hearing, I do not think that their work would be impaired by their presence. Kasi yun ang mga accountant, pwede naman niya gawin ang trabaho niya last Friday or even yesterday. What about Malyonga, Provincial Treasurer? She can release the money if necessary because she will not be the one giving personally the money to the recipients. Ramirez, Provincial Budget Officer. Ano ba ginagawa ng Budget Officer? Certification as to availability of funds. And Mabasa, Provincial Agriculturist. O pwede niya man i-delegate kung mamimigay siya ng seats, etc. And therefore, I do not think that they have a valid reason not to attend for today's hearing. May 31 tayo nag-last hearing. Sinabi natin after the SONA, they have to attend July 26. And if I remember right, I even warned them that they have to attend at the next scheduled hearing. July 26, kinancel na nga natin upon the request because they have typhoon. Now, it's already, the typhoon was in July 26. Ano na ngayon, August?
Yeah, August 7.
August 7, alam nyo naman, yung pagtulong right immediately or even during the calamity. Yeah, I don't see any reason unless they are evading the lawful processes of this committee or in utter disregard of our constitutional mandate.
Are you done?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Co-Chair PD Basaga, for that manifestation. Anyway, before I recognize the Honorable Lara, may I acknowledge the presence of member of the Committee on Public Accounts, the Honorable Ivan Howard Eginto, representing Party List Pinuno. Thank you, sir, for coming. Congressman
Yeah,
Lara
thank you
is
very much.
recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Good morning po sa atin lahat. Just to add on the position of Chairman PD, and of course I echo the position of Chairman Acop and Chairman Barbers. To the fact, ito lang, Chairman, noteworthy ito na si Mamba, no, Governor Mamba was here last week, nasa Manila, to attend his arraignment doon sa case ng libel niya laban sa kanya na i-file yata ng former Senator Enrile. And of course, again, nandito po ang director ng DSWD na nag-attend, Chairman, no? So ito, kung yung mga rason nga na yan na binabanggit nga nila kanina at ang position nga ni na Chairman Acop, which is a general reason, and of course if I quote again Chairman Ace Barbers, flimsy yung mga reason just to evade itong hearing na ito, no, na scheduled na ito just to shed light din sa mga issues at a very considering na yung urgency ng deliberation natin ngayon para matapos na rin itong investigation natin. So if I may, Mr. Chair, dito sa pangyayaring ito, dito sa mga taong hindi nag-attend, with the indulgence of my colleague, sir, I move for the contempt of the employees, said employees not present here.
Before we decide on that motion,
With the indulgence of Co-Chair PD. So you're moving to contempt the five mentioned names.
Yes, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
Sige, thank you. Please proceed, Co-Chair PD.
also, I noticed that there are 17 witnesses from the provincial government of Cagayan requesting that they be excused. May we know if these 17 employees were present during the last hearing, May 31?
They were present, as far as I remember, they were present during
I would
the
like to have
during-
a regular motion to issue an order regarding these persons, why they should not be cited for contempt, considering that they were present during the last hearing on May 31, and during the last hearing of May 31, they were advised that they have to attend at the next scheduled hearing.
just to make
Not to mention that, although no subpoena has been served against them, nonetheless, notice to them is equivalent to subpoena. O, isa mo lang yung lima. Let them
okay,
explain.
so
Hindi pala ako na-call.
Mr. Chair.
sandali. Isa-isahin natin two issues now. The 12 names, listed names that was mentioned by Chairman Co-Chair Batsaga for them to explain why they should not be cited in contempt. That's for the 12.
That's for the
That's for the 12. Okay. Sige, before we rule, the chair rule on that motion of the good Congressman Lara and Co-Chair Barsaga, will recognize once again Chairman Acop. Please proceed, Chairman.
Chair, before Chairman Acop, if I may interject lang.
Yes,
I-add ko lang dun sa motion ni Chairman PD. Sina Governor Mamba at saka si Provincial Administrator Charo, why may explain din natin sa kanya why will not cite them in contempt dito sa hindi pagpunta o pagdalo ng mga tao nila ngayong hearing na to.
Anyway, so tatlo yan, no? Kasi iba yung case nung 12. They should explain to this committee why they should not cited in contempt because they attended the hearing during the May 31. That's one. Isa-isa natin. Number 2 is to cite in contempt those 5. That was your motion.
Yes,
Now,
Mr.
number
Chair.
3, it's a separate motion, just in case. for Governor Mamba and the
Provincial
provincial
Administrator.
administrator to explain in this committee why we should not cite him in contempt for not letting
These employees.
those 15 to attend this hearing, and why they, for on behalf of the individual resource person, why they send a reply letter to us for on behalf of those 17. Tama
Yes,
ba?
Mr. Chair. Tama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, at least klaro, so tatlo. Yes, Chairman Ako, please proceed.
Two items, Mr. Chair. Number one, if I remember it right, in the last or in the previous hearing, the acting chairman of the Committee on Suffrage required the bank manager of Land Bank to present in the next hearing the footage of their CCTV from May 2 to 6, if I remember it right. So, and we received a letter from the Land Bank management that they're not going to be present today. So they are in a similar situation as the employees of the province of Cagayan. Second, matagal na po tayong ginaganito ng mga iniimbita natin eh. And if they do not obey our protocols and processes, it weakens our institution. And therefore, in order to strengthen the protocols and the processes that we have in this house, I think I would agree with the motions of the Honorable Lara and Chairman P.D. Barsaga. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for that manifestation, Chairman Ako. Now, unless members will have some issues to be raised with regards to the 3 and 4 now. That's 4 issues kasi yung land bank pumasok pa. Now, isa-isa natin. Kung wala nang issue na i-raise yung mga members, let's rule on the first issue with regards to compel.
Just a clarification, what about the Land Bank manager? Because they
Mr.
are invoking Republic Act 1405. That's not the issue.
Mr. Chair, in order to clarify the query of the Honorable Barsaga, in the previous meeting, the Honorable Barsaga required the bank manager to be present in the next hearing and to present the footage of their CCTV from May 2 to 6. So they were informed this because there was a representative from Land Bank during the last hearing. And therefore, Land Bank is similarly situated as the 17 or 14 employees of the province of Cagayan.
I fully agree.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So we include them. We include her, the bank manager. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarification, Chairman Akop. Now, let's rule on the issue about the land bank and the 12 invited resource person from Cagayan provincial government. Will the Chairman Akop or Co-Chair P.D. Barsagam will put it into motion?
I most respectfully move that those persons who were informed about the hearing scheduled on July 26 and which was moved today, August 7, considering that they were duly notified in the last scheduled hearing, with the exception of the land bank manager who was not present, but there was a representative, and considering their absence, I most respectfully move that they be required to explain in writing why they should not be cited in contempt. The explanation must be made at least 3 days. Kailan schedule hearing natin?
15.
At least
9. May 9 tayo.
the explanation should be made before the August 9 hearing.
7 na ngayon.
Kaya nga, before.
8. There's a motion. Do I hear duly seconded? Any objection? The motion is carried.
And may I add further to move that considering the presence of the provincial director of the province of Cagayan, is he present?
Former.
Oh, the police authorities are hereby directed to submit this to furnish personally this order to those persons not later than tomorrow. What can you say, members of the PNP? Oh, members of the PNP, are you listening?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. You are listening, yes. What about the motion?
That the invited officials from Cagayan be
No, these persons who will be cited for contempt to show cause why they should not be cited in contempt. Can you ask your policemen, although you are no longer connected, make arrangements with the provincial director to personally deliver the order coming from this committee?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And you are? What's your name, just for the record?
I'm Police Colonel Ronel R. Sabaldica.
And at present, what is your tour of duty?
At present, I am the Chief Moral and Welfare Division of the Directorate for Personnel and Records
Okay,
Management.
so
at
we have the
Gov.Mamba.
proper persons, considering that you are the chief of the moral division,
Yes, sir.
and we are talking here about morality, not only legality.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Chairman. Co-Chair Barzaga.
Mr. Chair.
Congresswoman Nobrales, please proceed.
I would just like to clarify because we already voted on the motion, right? Yes, we did.
Motion which we have voted upon is only to show cause why they should not be cited for contempt.
And they have until tomorrow.
Yes.
Maybe just give a specific time because usually sa ating experience, mga 11:59 po ata yan isi-send at hindi po natin makikita yan agad-agad. So let's give a time so that part of the committee, the members can read at an ample time for their reasoning. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And the notice should also contain that they should appear personally this coming Wednesday.
Okay.
The motion and to appear personally.
Is that the motion, Mr. Chair?
Are you amending your
Is that,
motion? So can the committee will rule on that?
Yes.
I second the motion of the Honorable Barzaga.
There's amended motion made by Chairman PD and duly seconded by Chairman Akop. Any objections? The chair is none. The amended motion is carried.